What is in the
37 have
domain,
transited. So what's the number now?
The one that is in the public domain, which is erroneous to me, is that PDP has 173, and I do know they counted Honorable Haruna from Nasra State, but they forgot to count also Honorable Dave Matix from the same Nasra State, which ought to have made it 174. Apart from that,
so what's APC?
The one that APC was given 173, I will minus the 37 because their own membership is subject of a court decision.
Okay.
Let me no, very quickly, sir. I mean, this point about look, the sorry state of the PDP at this point in time in our nation, I think is what you call for concern to members of the PDP. I mean, for a party that started the House of Representatives with more than 50 members clear of majority, isn't it sorry that we're sitting here today and bringing out our calculators and asking who is in the majority, who is in the minority?
Okay,
I mean, it speaks volumes.
We'll just
the extent to which the PDP is bleeding.
Okay, we'll take another break and we'll be back to continue this conversation. Please do not go away. I have so many tweets that are coming in here. We'll be back shortly. Don't go away. Back, we're still talking the party directives as against effective lawmaking. We have some tweets, plenty of tweets that have come in here. Olawadu Smart says, filibustering is applied in more advanced countries. What has successive budgets given to the common man? That's from Ola Smart, Atla Smart. Moses again says, APC directive or not, the proposed 2014 budget doesn't deserve to be passed. There's nothing in it for the masses. Isaac Kanem says, has the budget of the House been approved? Has it been approved? The National Assembly budget.
We don't have a separate budget. It comes together.
It's the same. It's part of
the same document.
So, because it says, if yes, then why propose to stop the one of the nation security apparatus? Okay, so gentlemen, we are back to where we were. You were going to say something. You're going to respond to something you said.
Yeah, I made my response concerning these lamentations, which I hear come from the other side regarding injunctions that have been obtained and stuff like that. I mean, the first question I think that we need to ask is, if our brothers in the PDP are really sure that they have the majority numbers in the House, why then was the need for them to go to court to obtain an injunction to stop leadership change? Because Parliament's function, just a minute, Parliament function by majorities. So if you have a majority, you don't even need to go to court to stop leadership change. Because
go ahead. Because somebody has asked the same question. It says, if the PDP is sure they have majority, why are they co-opting APGA and Labour Party to help them confront APC's filibustering?
Not this. Listen to this. It was the APC via the House spokesman, Honorable Zachary, that came and said 10 more members of the PDP were coming to APC. And that because of that comfortable majority, that the majority leader, the House leader, and the Deputy House leader will now revert to becoming minority. And we asked the question.
But you didn't have majority, so why did they have to go to court?
Majority? Why did they have to announce it? Once that kind of threat. And because they really did not have the majority,
you had to go to court.
Wait.
Is that why you went to court?
We went to court to stop it because the question of their majority is subject of a court case.
Were you afraid?
Why would we be afraid? Why would we be afraid?
Okay.
Yes.
Honorable Jimmy, are you not afraid that this stop all executive bills would affect your lawmaking processes in such that the Nigerian masses are the ones that will not be suffering?
Invariably.
Well,
that's why you're agitating.
I believe, sir, that there's an extent to which responsible parliaments, act when there is a need for them to act. And clearly, where the national interest is involved, the first duty of every legislator is to ensure that the national interest supersedes whatever other interests there may be. But I just want to quickly make the point.
Does that national interest include the national budget?
Yeah, with regards to the national budget, for example.
Because the directive says including the 2014 budget.
I agree.
Okay.
Now, I thank God there are some clever Nigerians who have seen through this blackmail and the ruse. The fact of the matter is that even the budgets that have been passed till now, what is the level of implementation anyway? I mean, what is there to show, to the Nigerian masses that there is any seriousness in this administration to actually execute the budget when it is passed?
Can I ask?
That, of course, does not take away the responsibility of the parliament to pass the budget.
Let's ask a quick question so that I can answer it as well.
If it is a matter of principle, in Ekiti, there have been serious violence merely because an APC member formerly showed interest in the governorship. On the day he was declaring for Labour, his supporters were killed. Did we hear APC in Ekiti ask the State Assembly to shut down the state budget? Okay. That's one. Secondly, in Rivers, there is this particular local government that is rich in resources, rich in population. We all know, again, the executive rascality that has gone in River State. An elected chairman was dismissed and was replaced by the governor's stooge. What did the APC do in Rivers? Let him answer.
Well, first and foremost, I hate to think that, the PDP feels it is a duty of the APC to lead the way. I mean, let's face it, in this country...
That's a perception.
Yes, that's a perception. I think wrongly so. I think that in this country, from 1999 to now, only one party has had the reign of leadership in this country, especially at the national level. What that means, in my understanding, is that the responsibility to show democracy is squarely more on the shoulders of the PDP. Because to whom much is given, much more is expected. So if the PDP has not shown good example, I think it is a waste of time pointing fingers at other parties and suggesting that those parties are not doing exactly what the PDP should be doing. Now, that having been said, I am not aware, and I don't like to seek to make speculations about things that I know nothing about. My friend says people were killed in Ekiti. Maybe he has the example, maybe he has the figures, maybe he has the records, maybe he is even a security man that can give us information.
Our colleague supporter, Honorable Michael, Mo, that's his short name. Honorable Michael Opayemi.
My answer to that point.
Interest.
My answer to that point.
The gubernatorial seat of Ekiti State.
Fine.
And his supporters were actually killed
my answer to that point. My answer to that point is
yes.
APC sees something wrong in the nation and calls attention.
But it doesn't sit in the state.
Hold on. What is the responsibility of the PDP? Don't you have a responsibility to call attention? If you come to the floor of the House and you say something is going wrong in Ekiti as a PDP member, won't we take that motion on the floor? Why are you waiting for the APC to lead the way? What is your responsibility as a member of parliament?
If it is wrong in the state, it's okay.
No.
It is not duty.
No.
Have you noticed anything wrong in some of these states? Have you raised
it on the floor?
Oh, why not?
Which motion did you raise?
Why not?
I didn't say any motion was raised.
In the course of our
motion.
Oh, certainly.
Okay, is it not possible that the PDP could have raised to call attention to
Absolutely.
what's happening in Ekiti State and called for a shutdown of the budget in Ekiti?
It is not responsible governance to just call for a shutdown of budget. You would expect in a democracy, you would investigate to establish the veracity or otherwise of a case before you take judgment. But in any case, PDP cannot ask for a shutdown of Ekiti or Rivers because there are PDP members in Ekiti as well as other Nigerians. We cannot merely because of executive rascality in Ekiti or Rivers just ask everybody to suffer in Rivers. I think
for me, people to suffer. That's what you're saying.
If you give the directive to ask for a budget shutdown, certainly it will cause the masses to suffer.
You see.
But some people are saying here that the masses have never even benefited from the budget. So
that is an erroneous perception in my view, because at least this country in the 12 years, almost 14 years, if not 15, of the democracy that we've been running in this country, at least we know that this country has remained one. At least we know this country is not at war. At least we know that although the living standards are not as expected, but at least we know, at least Nigeria is surviving.
Look, let's not deny.
With a shutdown, what you are saying is that collapse the country, and we ask the question, if the country is not there, who do you rule? That's the issue.
I think sometimes, my brother, we're guilty of thinking or taking the Nigerian masses for fools who do not really understand what the basic rudiments of good governance is about. I mean, when we sit here and sound the way we sound, we forget completely that there is a lot of anger out there on the streets. People are restraining themselves with a lot of effort. And I think when we sit here, we should send a signal that encourages them to appreciate and to understand that as lawmakers, first and foremost, our responsibility to them is to ensure that their interest is protected. If we come here and play only party politics, I'm not sure that at the end of the day, we're really going to be sending the right message.
In closing.
Yeah, can I ask another question?
We're closing.
Yes.
We're out of time. We're closing. Yeah. So let's hear your closing statement.
My point is that we all have a responsibility to our nation. And as leaders, the responsibility is even higher, to show the example by the conduct, by what we put out there. Now, if our job as legislators is to completely be immersed in the politics of the day, to the detriment, of the Nigerian masses, the questions they are asking us on the streets is what I think should engage our attention day by day. So let's stop the politics and let us get to work and do the things that are necessary for our country to move forward. I think that's what the nation is asking.
And this directive is part of the necessary moves?
Which directive?
The directive from your party.
The directive that says that we should make sure that government is accountable, I think it's a good directive.
Okay. In closing.
In closing, I would say that if it is a matter of principle, if it is a matter of democratic practice, the best standard in the world, if APC claims to be progressive, why does it take pride in choking itself with PDP born and bred politicians? Like my honorable colleague, Honorable Majime, he is not actually a month old in APC. He's actually a PDP product. What is then the difference?
I've gotten to the airport.
But I've not taken off.
Thank you very much, Honorable Emmanuel Jime, APC Benue State. Thank you for coming on the program.
Pleasure.
Honorable Bichus Kaze, PDP Plateau State. Thank you for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
And for Yada, thank you for letting us be a part of your evening. I'm not sure, can't take any other tweets from here. I've been told that we're out of time. But I have one here who says the directive from the APC is anti-democracy. That's from Fred Latimore. That's 1605 at 1605 law. It says it's anti-democratic. Well, I'm sorry that's the much we can take. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of your evening. Have yourself a good night. I'm Neo Taigwe.